Well, guys, we have some bad news and some good news about Friday the 13th, the game. Unfortunately, today, Gun Media posted on Twitter that the license for the game is expiring on December 31st of this year, and that on that date, the game will no longer be available for sale both physically and digitally. The game, however, will continue to function through at least December 31st, 2024 if you already own it. Now, that's not clear on if that's just the online stuff or what, but they've already gotten rid of the dedicated servers and it's just peer-to-peer servers, so I'm not sure why that would go away, but I'm not sure how it all works. I don't think that'll go away, but I hope not, because at least for me, and I'm sure a lot of other people, we'll probably want to continue playing this game for a long time to come. But they say that they've made the decision to reduce the price to $4.99 for the base game and 99 cents for each piece of DLC content. That's good. That's a good idea. At this point, it's just over. They gotta, at this point, just sell as many copies as possible, honestly. Get it to as many people as possible to grow the Friday the 13th fandom. It's the right thing to do. And it's really not their fault or anything, but it's just the situation that happened with the game. It says they will continue to offer the title and content at that price point until it's removed from the storefronts on December 31st, 2023. I just hope that this won't mean the end of the online part. I hope that peer-to-peer server is enough. I think it will be, but it's kind of frustrating because there's a lot of people in the comments of all these posts and everything talking about how they love the game and how they miss it and they had so many good times, and that's great to hear, but in a way they've kind of abandoned the game. A lot of people have abandoned the game, I guess myself included in some ways. You play it for a little while, then you come back, then you play it for a little while and come back, but there really was a zeitgeist around it at first, and I was actually a little bit late to the party, but I just wish that people would. The problem is, if there was anything new, anything exciting about it, people would come back. And so it's frustrating that because of the license issues and everything, I also feel like they kind of gave up on it a little bit later on when the license might have started to open up again. They moved on to other things. So it's just a bad situation all around. But I really feel like if there was something good happening with it, that a lot of people would come back. But I think this is just going to cause people to go away in the long run. They might come back for a little while, but they're going to go away pretty fast. And it's disappointing. I want to see this game live on forever. It's crazy. I honestly think this is probably my favorite video game of all time. I just can't think of anything that really comes that close. And it's interesting because, for me personally, I never really liked playing online that much in my life, but this game changed all of that. Obviously, the online part of this game is the main part of the game. Playing offline is not that much fun. They did terrible with the offline part of this game, and that's just kind of the way the game is set up. But I really hope that in the future there might be a different Friday the 13th game that will bring a better offline experience, so it won't be so reliant on the online stuff and the server support and all of that. So that brings me to the good piece of news, which is that composer Harry Manfredini, who did the Friday the 13th score, says he's working on a new Friday the 13th game, which is not related to the Gun Media game. It's going to be something completely different. But they had some type of event at the original camp in New Jersey from the original Friday the 13th for the Crystal Lake reunion, and somebody from Rely on Horror talked to Harry Manfredini, and they talked a little bit about composing Friday the 13th the game's score. But then he also revealed that he will be working on a new, as yet unannounced Friday the 13th game being developed by a different company than the previous one produced by Gun Media, and featuring more realistic characters. I mean, I think the characters in the other game were pretty good, so I'm not sure what they'll mean by that, but it'll be interesting to see. And it says the game will supposedly be done in a different style to that of the previous asymmetrical multiplayer title. He didn't know many other details about the game beyond his involvement, but this is very interesting, and I guess we're just gonna have to stay tuned for what happens next. I'm not sure what company is making it. I'm not sure what their general idea and direction is, but I'm so glad that it's going to be coming back to the video game market, because Friday the 13th is a very unique horror franchise. I know everybody says they want a Halloween game and a Scream game maybe, I don't know. those would all be so much fun. But Friday the 13th is such a unique franchise, and I think it works perfectly for video games in a way that those other franchises might not work as well, because it has like you're able to go into the woods and feel like you're camping or something like that, and that's something the other ones don't really have. And what I mean by that is that you can go into the woods and everything, and you're in nature. It's a lot more easy to spend a lot more time there than if you're like in, you know, some house or some neighborhood in Halloween. It's just not as fun. I mean, for me, I don't think I would enjoy it as much. It all depends, but there's something about playing Friday the 13th, a game, which just makes you able to spend so much time in that world. Maybe it's just because I like camping and nature and miss all those times in the Boy Scouts and all that, but I think that Friday the 13th has such a unique advantage from that standpoint. But yeah, I'm a little bit worried when they say that it's going to be a little bit different in terms of the game style, and it won't be that, you know, that asymmetrical style of having some people, you know, one person be Jason and the other people be the counselors. You know, hopefully they have better ideas than me, but what else would they do? I'm not sure, you know. I mean, could it just be a Jason game where you're just Jason? I'm not sure. Is it going to be like the Quarry where it's just a story, basically? I don't think we want that. So I honestly don't know. I mean, I think Friday the 13th, the game, did it pretty much perfectly, if only it had more support. And I just wish Gun Media wasn't so, you know, final about everything. I guess the time has already passed, but and they must have reached a breaking point anyway. I mean, I understand, but I just wish there was still a possibility of them doing something new. But, you know, we have a lot of exciting things coming with Friday the 13th. We have the new series. We have possibilities of a new movie. The license is opened up, at least to a certain extent. So there's a lot of exciting things on the horizon. Man, if they actually do make a new game, that will be amazing. It doesn't even really matter if it's as good as the other one. It'll just be kind of a win in general for the fans and for horror in general to be able to overcome that Friday the 13th license and court stuff, and to be able to come back from that and release something new and amazing. I really hope they will. Also, it seems to me that there is a possibility for a Terrifier video game too. And they were saying, Damien Leone at least, that he wants that game to be a lot like Friday the 13th, the game, with the asymmetrical horror thing. So it might not be the end for asymmetrical horror games like this. I know there's Dead by Daylight, but come on. Don't even compare Dead by Daylight to Friday the 13th. It's not even close. To me, it's not even in the same ballpark. Friday the 13th is way, way better than Dead by Daylight. It's not even close. So don't even come at me with that stuff. I hate all the comparisons. Dead by Daylight is an embarrassment compared to Friday the 13th. So that might hurt some feelings, but I don't care. Anyway, we're going to see what happens. Stay tuned here for more Friday the 13th news. We're going to be following it all along. I mean, I really think that, you know, in terms of the movies, Halloween is my favorite franchise. But I have to say that Friday the 13th is right there second. And the part that Friday the 13th gets to me at is just the general vibe and atmosphere where you're at a summer camp with the girls and the teenagers and you're just having fun. You have no cares in the world. The aesthetic of Friday the 13th and just the general vibe and atmosphere really puts it above, you know, in that aspect of Halloween for me, because Halloween is something that is very, you know, fall and autumn based. You know, it's Halloween. So, and I love that. But Friday the 13th is more of like an all year round thing for me, an all year round vibe. So I'm a huge Friday the 13th fan. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one.